This grueling Expedition Trophy 2006 race is beginning to take its toll on men and machines. Drivers are tired. Mistakes are being made. Accidents and breakdowns are happening. We're near Krasnoyarsk in central Siberia, in the middle of a 30 hours non-stop drive from Novosibirsk to Irkutsk. Bill Gasparini, CBS News correspondent, who's traveling with the race on the train and in the cars.
Here they are, going right through the night, getting to the site. They find the site, they jump out, they take a picture of themselves in the car, and then off they go to the next one. It was all very, almost like clockwork, and they made the decision. They obviously had developed enough of an experience in the previous stages to know how to balance the time element, which is to say they have to get to the end of the stage before the clock ticks off, or they'll lose an entire stage, which is a big blow. How they balance that with finding as many cultural and historical sites as they can, and how many points they'll be getting as a result from that and from the time. To me, it's mind-boggling how they're able to do this, especially as the race progresses, when they get progressively tired, and certainly the possibility of making more mistakes becomes ever more apparent. But they seem to be running on adrenaline. They seem to be knowing. They really seem to know what they're doing. And I was really, after having been on the train where everything is sort of like a little bubble and a very nice one, to get in with the cars, you actually see what this race is really all about.
Drivers stay awake with the music of their choice. Perhaps, even, there's a chance to eat in a restaurant.
Well, they alternate drivers. What I could see was that the two men in each car alternate pretty much doing most of the driving, where the woman, one of the women in the car I was in, she was the main navigator. She was the one that got the list of all the sites as soon as they got it, and was already working on the computer to try and figure out exactly where everything was, what the distances were relative to where they had to go, where the start point was, where the end point was. Figuring all that had to be figured out. And then they had a little conference to decide, which didn't take long. And then they're constantly communicating with each other, back and forth between the two cars. At one point, one of the cars went off the road and went into a snowbank. The other one stopped, immediately came back, pulled out the winch, pulled the one out, and off they went again. I mean, they seem to have everything. They even had a chainsaw. When we arrived in Yekaterinburg, they pulled out a chainsaw to cut up some. They seem to be so well prepared. Two of the guys of the 6-person team went on the trip last year. They have done the race before, so that I'm sure that helps in a big way. They know what to expect. Although, of course, this year is bound to be a bit different from last year. The number of sites has increased. The number of challenge points are different, and in many ways more challenging. But it was really remarkable how well it went. And I only saw just a very small portion of this, this vast distance that they're covering.
Trains and trucks take us into the Siberian sunset. Another day, another night. No break in the race for gold. This is John Bonar, Expedition TV, Siberia.